Now we just got done doing the photo shoot. What we want to do is import these images into Photoshop. Now the first thing I do is I'm going to go to my Lightroom folder, and I have one folder called Models. I'm going to right mouse click on it, create a folder inside Models, and I'm going to use the Models full name. Click Create. Then I come down to where the model's name is, right mouse click again. I want to create a folder inside the folder that I just created for the model, and what I usually do is put the shoot date on there. Now I'm ready for the import. Good, I'm going to start the file, import photos. Now since we shot all day, and I shot a lot of different models with the same card, the images that have not been imported into Lightroom yet are going to show up, and those are the only images I want to import into these folders. Now the images you see here that are grayed out meant that those were already imported into Lightroom, so we just want to deal with these bottom ones right here. The next step what I like to do is I come over to the renaming, and I like to give it a name, and in this case I just use my last name, Vanelli. I don't like to apply any settings when they import in from Lightroom, so I leave all that to be the same. Now the folder that we just created, that's where we want to import these images to. So I'm going to click, and here we are. Now import, and in a moment all of them will be imported into Lightroom. Now that all the images are imported into Lightroom, the first step is to go through, and we're just going to go and pick some of our favorites. Now these aren't absolutely these don't necessarily have to be the ones that we're definitely going with. These are just ones that we actually like, and then from the like ones we're going to narrow it down even more. So right now we have about 135 images, and we're just going to bomb through, and we're going to look at some, and let's say the first one I like, I'm going to hit P for pick, and I just keep on going through, and I'm going to start selecting them. I'm going to pause the video. After I make my selection, we'll go on to the next step. Great, now that we narrowed it down to the first set, I'm going to click on Attribute and just select all the flag shots. Now from here, I'm going to select all of them. Now we just finished here with the selection, so what we want to do is come down and make a collection out of what we just did. So under the models, right mouse click, I'm going to create a collection set. I'm going to give it the model's name. Select Create. Now under the collection set, I want to create another collection set, and that's going to be the date of the shoot. Now for the date of the shoot, here we go. These are the select. And actually, you know what? I'm going to put the model's last name and then the word select. Create. And I'm going to do the same thing again. Right mouse click, create another collection. Use the model's last name. And we're going to call this Final. Now the reason why we did this is we just selected all the images that we like from this particular shoot. So let's go back to it. Attribute, select all the flags, edit, select all. We got it. Now what we want to do is drag and drop them into our collection set under the model's name, and this is called Select. Now we have 27 images out of 135 that we just narrowed it down to. Now out of these 27 images, there's two ways I can do this. One is I can go through and just kind of narrow that down even more to the ones I want to finish, or in most cases, I just put it onto my SmugMug account and let the model choose between the images, maybe 5 or 6 of her favorite ones, and then from there I take her favorites, and once I edit them, that's where I put them into the final. So what I want to do first is I want to just pick one of my favorite shots. I'll edit it quick, and then we'll let the model choose from the remaining ones. Okay, here's one of the shots I want to work on the editing. Now I know, like this little, this person stepping into the picture, that's definitely going to have to be done inside Photoshop, but for the most part, 90% of this is going to be done inside Lightroom. All right, first I want to bring back some of the recovery, get the sky back in, fill some of the blacks, a little fill light, right about there. Oh, I like where that's going so far. Maybe desaturate it just a bit. And again, this is just trial and error. So right now, I'm taking you through some of my thought process on what I would do on this particular shot. Let's see. And I'm just going to zoom in. Good. Now I'm going to grab my adjustment brush here, and I'm going to select dark. Now what I want to do, I want to paint in some of the sand. Good, maybe the sky. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, let's see. Now it's looking too dark, so I'm going to back out. I'm going to undo the brush stroke there. Let's see. The sand I do like nice and dark, so that will keep. As for the sky, let's bump up some of the colors. Let's see. Under luminosity, select on the blue and see what happens. Modifying the blue. Ooh, I like that right about there. I like that. Great, and we're set. And last but not least, let's see what the vignetting looks like on it. A little too much. Yeah, that may be cool if we blew it out a little bit. And again, all this really is just a matter of playing around and just, getting a feel for the image itself. I like it right about there. All right, so that's a real good start from where we're at. Now the next thing I would have to do obviously is take it into Photoshop on a different tutorial and just remove this image here. Now I could try to use the spot healing brush here inside Lightroom, but honestly it may not come out the way I want it to, but you know what, it's worth a try. Let's see. And actually, guess what? It did come out pretty good. Okay, so we don't have to use Photoshop. So we got that little person that was in the photo out, and we're all set. Now another option, what I want to do is I'm going to right mouse click on this, and I'm going to create a virtual copy. So this way any of the changes I just made, we don't lose. So now another option is to come over to the Lightroom presets. Now if you notice up in here, I'm just going to flip through and see which of the presets I may like. Oh, that one looks pretty neat. And if I don't like it, once I hit the preset, I can always back out. Now that looks pretty cool. Let's just back out of it for a minute. Let's go to another. Oh, I like that too. So you see how that image actually lends itself to so many different looks. Let me back out of that. And again, it's only taking us a matter of a couple clicks to decide, oh, that looks good, on what we want. That's it. I'm just flipping through. It's a neat look. And you know what? I think I'm going to go back up to one of these. I kind of like, yes, I like that. Great. You know what? So now, if I look in the library, you're gonna notice we have the original one that we edited, and this is what's neat. On the bottom here, you'll see little icons, and it'll tell you there has been adjustments made to this image based on this icon. This icon is telling me that the photo is part of a collection. So we have 1, 2, and I'm going to drag those to the final. And there they are. Now the final step would be to either upload these to your website, to SmugMug, or to Facebook. In this case, let's make a Facebook gallery for her. I'm going to create a collection, and I'm going to give it the model's name, the album, again, here's her name, create, and there they are. Now from here, I can just click publish, and in a moment it'll be up on Facebook. So a quick recap. What we did was we created a folder with the model's name. Then underneath the model's name, we put today's shoot. Now in the future, when we photograph this model again and again, we would just change the name of that. We'll just add different dates underneath the model's folder, and it organizes them. Then from there, we create a collection, and here's the collection again. And again, with the date that we did the shoot, we added a final, and we added select. From here, we can either upload it to Facebook or to SmugMug or anything along those lines, and we'll have the finished images for the model to look at. Now, for more videos on Lightroom and for Photoshop and along with photography, just visit us on the web at www.exposurepas.com.